Welcome to Fundamentals, your friendly guide to investment funds and SPVs. Today's episode is focused on California's new demographic reporting law for VC funds. California just enacted one of the most significant mandatory state-level compliance regimes ever imposed on venture capital firms. Mandatory registration will start on March 1, 2026. The Fair Investment Practices by Venture Capital Companies Law, Corpus Code Divers 2.5, Title 4, requires certain VC firms with a California nexus to register with the state and file annual demographic and investment reports starting in 2026. Here's what fund sponsors and lawyers need to know. Let's start with who is covered. A covered entity is a venture capital company that primarily invests in startup, early stage, or emerging growth companies, and has a California nexus, which includes the following. The venture capital company is headquartered in California. The VC has a significant presence or operational office in California. The VC makes venture capital investments in businesses that are located in or have significant operations in California. The VC solicits or receives investments from a person who is a resident of California. Bottom line, it's going to apply to tons of VC funds, whether or not the GPs are in California. Many multi-state or remote-first VC firms will fall into this regime. Now, let's go into what covered entities must do. Here are the immediate next steps for VC funds with a California nexus. First off, they need to register with DFPI by March 1, 2026. Covered entities must register with the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, DFPI, providing basic identifying and contact information and updating it annually. This is the on-ramp into the regulatory system. Secondly, they will need to file an annual report which is due on April 1, 2026, and annually thereafter. The annual report covers venture capital investments made during the prior calendar year and must include the following information. Founding team demographics, aggregated and anonymous. For each portfolio company funded during the year, the firm must report aggregated survey data from founding team members regarding gender identity, race and ethnicity, LGBTQ+ status, disability and veteran status, California residency, as well as whether founders decline to provide information. Here are the key guardrails. Surveys must be voluntary. They must be conducted until after the investment closes. They must also include a clear decline to state option and must be reported only in anonymized aggregate form. Covered entities must also report the percentage and dollar amount of investments in companies primarily founded by diverse founding teams, the total dollar amount invested in each portfolio company's principal place of business. Non-compliance penalties will include DFPI can bring enforcement actions and impose penalties for non-compliance. Records supporting the annual report must be retained for at least 5 years. Reports will be publicly available. So, what are the next steps for funds? Firstly, the fund will need to determine whether they have a California nexus. Given the very broad definition, this will likely be a significant number of VC funds. Secondly, they need to register with the DFPI by March 1st. Thirdly, they will need to reach out to their portfolio companies and start collecting information for the April 1st deadline. Also, they should file their initial report by April 1st. Finally, they should build demographic survey workflows into post-closing processes for future annual reports. You can find the link to DFPI's page on the new compliance regime in the description. Follow Fundamentals to get all your investment fund and SPV info. Fundamentals is written by Till Partners, a tech-enabled boutique law firm of expert attorneys who thrive on efficiency, personal connections, and long-term relationships. We use software to automate repetitive tasks so we can spend our time counseling clients, creatively solving complex issues, and continually refining our workflows. Thanks for listening.